BBC them filming and including in the Netflix series a private text message. Okay, they don't reveal the contents, but clearly a negative text message that William...
Absolutely. What we're really now seeing is that both of them, having posed as the victim for so long, are really the aggressors.
The evidence is undeniable. Tom Bower, Britain's most feared investigative journalist, has just delivered the final blow to Meghan Markle's credibility with shocking new revelations that expose her lies one by one. What he's uncovered isn't just embarrassing, it's career-ending. And the most devastating part, he has the receipts to prove every single deception. For years, Meghan painted herself as the innocent victim of a racist royal family. The world believed her. Oprah believed her. But Tom Bower never bought it for a second. Now, with access to palace insiders, leaked documents, and former staff members who finally decided to speak, he's systematically destroying every lie she ever told.
Harry is, he was the grandson of the king. He's a prince. I was surprised at how much, according to your reporting, he follows the media and follows social media and cares about every word that's written. And your reporting and other reporting has now suggested he believes he's got a limited time.
The evidence is so damning that even her most devoted supporters can't defend her anymore. Let's start with the biggest lie of all, her claim that the royal family was conspiring against her. Bower has uncovered internal palace communications that prove the exact opposite. Not only were senior royals bending over backwards to accommodate her demands, they were actually covering up her increasingly erratic behavior behind the scenes. One palace insider revealed to Bower that staff members were regularly in tears after dealing with Meghan's outbursts. Yet the family continued protecting her public image. The Portland hospital birth lie that Bower exposed is absolutely explosive. Remember how Meghan described her traumatic experience giving birth to Archie? Every detail she shared publicly was fabricated.
Because they don't really know how to make money, right? Their entire brand is talking about their own victimhood, and they've kind of signed a deal with the devil. They've agreed to Spotify. I think that the deal was something like $25 million.
Bower has documentation proving she never intended to use the Portland hospital, planned a home birth from the beginning, and deliberately deceived the public about the birth date and time. She literally created an entire false narrative about one of the most important moments of her life. But it gets worse. Bower's investigation reveals that Meghan lied under oath in her legal battle with the Mail newspaper. She swore in a written statement that she didn't cooperate with authors writing about her private letter to her father. Then, she was forced to admit this was untrue when evidence surfaced proving she had actively helped craft the narrative.
Meghan Markle, wow. As ever, the relaunch was a bigger disaster than anyone.
Her own lawyer tried to claim she didn't lie, but lying under oath is exactly what happened. The systematic destruction of her credibility doesn't stop there. Bower has uncovered evidence that Meghan's entire victim narrative was strategically planned months in advance. While she was publicly reconciling with the royal family at Queen Elizabeth's funeral, smiling and playing happy families, she had already recorded hours of attacks against them for Netflix. The poison was already edited and ready to air. The duplicity is breathtaking. Tom Bower isn't just throwing around accusations. He's a forensic researcher with a 25-year track record of exposing powerful liars.
No, I choose people who don't want to be written about on the whole, and whose lives are shrouded in mystery, and they've climbed the greasy pole. They want to be famous, they want to be influential, they want to be powerful, and they want to hide their secrets. And I just love digging away to find out what they don't want us to know.
He's taken down corrupt politicians, media moguls, and business leaders using the same methodical approach he's now applying to Meghan. His sources include former palace staff, entertainment industry executives, and people from Meghan's past who witnessed her behavior firsthand. This isn't gossip, it's evidence-based journalism. The numbers prove Bower's credibility destruction is working. Meghan's approval rating has crashed from 55% to just 22% since his revelations began surfacing. More than half of British people now view her unfavorably. In America, where she once enjoyed strong support, her popularity is tanking as more people realize they've been manipulated by carefully crafted lies.
My castle's too small.
Yeah.
The queen is mean to me. They won't let me call myself Her Royal Highness anymore, but I'm gonna put it all over my stationery and on the gifts that I give to my friends, while she never stops whining. And at the same time, I'm getting all worked up. I'm a founder. I'm over it. She's not important.
Hollywood has rendered its verdict too. Spotify executives called Harry and Meghan grifters after paying them $20 million for basically nothing. Netflix insiders describe working with them as a nightmare and are reportedly walking away from their $100 million deal. These aren't personal attacks, they're business decisions based on the couple's proven inability to deliver honest, compelling content. Bauer's most damaging revelation involves Meghan's treatment of her own father. She stood at the United Nations praising Thomas Markle as the man who instilled values that made her successful. Yet in her Netflix series, she portrayed him as virtually absent from her life. Which version is true? Bauer has the evidence showing how she systematically rewrote her family history to fit whatever narrative served her purposes at the time.
Honestly, the pair of them are just moany, whiny, awful, hypocritical, vile people. They really are. I'm sorry.
The investigative journalist has also exposed the calculated nature of her charity work. Documents show that many of her humanitarian appearances were primarily photo opportunities designed to build her personal brand rather than help causes she claimed to support. Former staff members describe elaborate staging processes where every detail was choreographed for maximum media impact rather than meaningful charitable work. Bauer's research reveals a pattern of behavior that spans decades, from her time on Suits, where colleagues described her as demanding and difficult, to her brief period as a working royal, where staff turnover reached unprecedented levels. The evidence shows consistent problems with how she treats people around her.
Let's look at this Meghan Markle show, because this is actually better than I thought. This woman, who I have now a fondness for, is criminally insane. Every person that she has on the show is someone that she hates.
I don't think anyone in the world knows that Meghan Markle has eaten Jack in the Box and loves it.
It's so funny, too, that you keep saying Meghan Markle. You know I'm Sussex now.
Multiple sources independently corroborate similar stories of unreasonable demands and hostile work environments. The lies extend to her business ventures as well. Bauer has uncovered evidence that Meghan's American Riviera Orchard brand was announced prematurely to distract from negative publicity. The trademark applications are riddled with errors. The business plan appears incomplete, and regulatory challenges could delay launch indefinitely. Yet, she presented it as a fully realized venture ready for market success. Her media manipulation tactics have been thoroughly documented by Bauer's investigation. The tears during the Oprah interview were rehearsed. She's publicly bragged about her ability to cry on command. The timing of major announcements consistently coincides with negative royal family news cycles. Even her social media posts follow calculated patterns designed to maximum sympathy and deflect criticism. The international perception shift has been dramatic. Publications that once championed Meghan now routinely fact-check her statements and highlight contradictions Bauer first identified. Her credibility has eroded so completely that even sympathetic journalists struggle to defend her claims without seeming naive or biased. Bauer's documentation shows how Meghan's lies have caused real damage to innocent people. Thomas Markle was abandoned and vilified despite financially supporting her throughout her life. Palace staff members were publicly accused of racism without evidence. The royal family's reputation was attacked using fabricated or exaggerated claims that Bauer has systematically debunked. The investigative journalist predicts more revelations are coming that will further destroy her credibility.
And what I really thought at the end of it as well was this, which I think is a very, very pertinent point. When they came across for the Queen's funeral, and there was that amazing scene outside the castle of meeting the well-wishers in the walk, there was always talk of reconciliation.
He's hinted at evidence involving her first marriage, her early career moves, and business dealings that could reshape public understanding of who she really is. If his track record is any indication, these revelations will be backed by documentation that makes denial impossible. Perhaps most damaging of all, Bauer has exposed how Meghan's lies have trapped Harry in a narrative that's destroying his relationship with his family and his own reputation. The prince, who once enjoyed 72% approval, now sits at 26%, largely because he's enabled and amplified his wife's deceptions. Bauer suggests Harry is beginning to realize the cost of supporting lies that can't be sustained. The couple's financial future looks increasingly precarious as their credibility collapse accelerates. Without major entertainment deals or successful business ventures, their expensive lifestyle becomes unsustainable. Bauer believes this financial pressure will eventually force them to make dramatic changes or face complete irrelevance. Their children's legacy is being poisoned by these lies as well. Archie and Lilibet will inherit a family name associated with deception, betrayal, and failed business ventures rather than the royal dignity their father once represented. Bauer has suggested this generational impact may ultimately force Harry to reconsider his choices. The investigative journalist's methodical destruction of Meghan's credibility represents more than just exposing one person's lies. It's a masterclass in how truth eventually emerges despite sophisticated media manipulation, expensive public relations campaigns, and sympathetic coverage. Tom Bauer has proven that evidence-based journalism can still triumph over carefully crafted narratives.
I think Harry is a very complicated person because he's not very intelligent and undoubtedly remains damaged by the early death of his mother, Diana. And he very foolishly blames the media for having, in his words, murdered her, which is complete nonsense.
As we look toward 2025, Bauer's investigation continues, providing new evidence that further demolishes whatever credibility Meghan has left. Each revelation makes her previous statements look more calculated and dishonest. The woman who claimed to be silenced has been exposed as someone who lied repeatedly to gain sympathy, money, and power. The complete destruction of Meghan Markle's credibility by Tom Bauer will be studied for years as an example of how investigative journalism can systematically dismantle even the most sophisticated deception campaigns. His evidence-based approach has proven that no amount of celebrity status, royal connections, or media manipulation can ultimately protect someone who builds their brand on lies. The truth, as Bauer has demonstrated, always finds a way to surface. So, what do you think about Tom Bauer's explosive revelations? Do you believe his evidence proves that Meghan Markle has been deliberately lying to gain sympathy and financial success? Or do you think he's being too harsh on someone who genuinely struggled with royal life? Are Harry and Meghan master manipulators who've fooled millions? Or are they just two people who made some mistakes under intense pressure? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this deep dive into Tom Bauer's credibility-destroying investigation as shocking as I did, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more royal revelations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.